Okay, I'm going to coach on one thing and one thing only today. Um, and it's a big one. It's talking about what is the story that you're telling about your body and its relationship to food. Which I know if someone just kind of listened to this, they're like, what are you talking about, Katy? This isn't for you. This coaching training is for the women that are at war with their bodies, who are at war with food and seeing food as something that is the enemy. Food is the enemy. If that's you, then this is for you. I want you to ask, what is your story about your body and its relationship to food? And whether or not it's an empowering story or one that's filled with stress and judgment or tension or negativity or hatred. What is your story? If your relationship with your body and food is everything I eat, I'm just going to make me fat, how do you think that's influencing your body? When it comes to your body and food, the stories that you are telling is more impactful than anything that you possibly could eat. It is not about if you're eating the kale smoothie or the spinach salad or the protein or the going keto. It doesn't matter. What is the story between your body and your food and the food that you're eating? If the story that you say about your body and food is eating will make me fat, then you are revving up the stress chemistry in your body. And what happens when the stress is increased in our body? Will you lose weight? No. We already learned about that kind of 2 weeks ago. I did a training on kind of how to optimally burn fat. And the number one thing is to decrease your stress. Because if you are increasing your stress, your body's ability to lose the weight is diminished. It's not there. If your story is that you are at war with food, you are at war with your body, are you putting yourself into a relaxed state or a stressed out state? A stress state. And when you are in a stress state, are you optimizing your body's ability to lose weight? Yes or no? No. The story that you're saying about your body matters. It matters. And that's where it's the equation is not, it's not about what you're doing. That's like maybe 20%. 80% is who you are being. And part of who you are being is, what is the story that you're saying about your body? Your body. That's all you got. And food that gives you energy, that gives you life. What is that story? So is your story empowering you or disempowering you? What is your story? Because the only way for you to live into your best life is your story needs to reflect that. You need to come to terms of what your story is. Stop just kind of not listening to it or just thinking it's just kind of voices in your head. I get this. This is a hard one. This is where I experienced of just the story in my head was, I can eat that and should I go throw it up? Or I would eat a whole thing of pasta and I would just grab onto my stomach rolls and say, what did I just do to myself? Because for me, the story that I was saying was just, it was a cycle of just you eat and you don't want to be controlled by food, but you are controlled by food because you'll go into a binge and who cares? You'll grow into your body, so just keep eating, it'll be okay. And then just shaming my body for looking the way it did. And contemplating and sometimes participating in trying to make myself throw up afterwards. What was that doing for my metabolism? What was that doing for my health? Was it optimizing it or was it stressing myself out? It was stressing it out. And so I had to come to terms with, what is the story that I was saying about my body and food? What was the story? The story was they were at war with each other. The story was they were at odds with each other. There was tension there. There was no cohesiveness. There was no love with food in my body. None. Not food was the culprit of why my body looked the way it did and why I had shame and judgment and self-consciousness. So what is the story that you're telling your body? I can't tell you, I can't coach you through this one of how to overcome it. You need to understand where it's at, use that as information, say thank you, and figure out how to move forward. And so if you need help figuring out how to move forward, let me help you. Let me coach you through it. Let me give you some tactics, because it's not a straight road of just do A and you'll get to B. I wish it was, I really do. And that's my job as a coach, is that I went through all that struggle of figuring it out, of understanding, okay, I know the story with my body, now what? What do I do now? Do I try A? Do I try B? Do I try C? What if those don't work? What am I doing? I've tried that. So I've gone through all the ups and downs, and so let me help you get there quicker than how dang long it took me to get there. So I know this is not for someone that's just they're feeling their most confident. This message is for someone who is at war with their body and at war with food. I want you to know, what is the story that you're telling yourself? What is the story that's ingrained in your body that you might not even want to kind of state it right now, because either you're so ashamed or you're going to judge it so hard. Like, this isn't easy work. It's not complicated either. It's just asking, what is my story around food and my body?